morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Caranto, and I'm the new pastoral resident that our Pastor Burmy has recently recruited. So before I say my short message this morning, I would just like to give a brief introduction about myself. I'm 25 years old. I was born into Worldwide Church of God in 1991. And my family was already in WCG. I was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area. I was born in San Francisco. I took a bachelor's in psychology from UC Davis. I graduated from there back in 2013. And I'll just be honest with you, I did not think that God would call me to be speaking with you here today. But if I did not answer his calling on my life, I wouldn't be standing here before you. But all I can say is I'm grateful. So having had a bachelor's degree in psychology from UC Davis, I remember getting depressed after I graduated in 2013, the summer of 2013, because I didn't know what the heck God wanted me to do. I was asking God, I have a bachelor's degree, but I don't know what I want to do with this. I knew that I never really wanted to get a PhD in psychology. I don't really want to go into counseling. I don't really want to be a marriage family therapist. I just don't know. But thankfully, with my bachelor's degree, I was able to get a substitute teacher job in my local school community. And so I worked as a substitute teacher for about 9 months. And little did I know, but it was through that job that God kind of sparked this passion in me to reach out to the younger people. Because I fell in love with my kids from the first day. And my first day on the job was actually at the same middle school that I graduated from. And so that was kind of the leveling ground that I was able to connect with my kids my first day. But as I continued on and continued to substitute teach in middle school and as well as in elementary school, as much as I love my kids, I wanted to reach out to them beyond the classroom, beyond the boundaries that the public school system will put as a teacher on the job. And so I went to a Converge West conference in Encino in 2014, and I only went because I knew I was going to be a counselor at SCP Tahoe 2014, which is our first year having camp at Tahoe. And so I just went because I knew it was a leadership training conference. Little did I know that at this very conference, God would reveal this great internship opportunity to me. And the reason why I said yes to this opportunity is because I felt that it gave me best of both worlds. It was a youth pastor internship that I would be able to reach out to young people and talk to them about God, talk to them about life, and just live life with them. And not only that, but also pursue a higher education, which I knew I always wanted to, but I didn't know what higher education I wanted to pursue. But through this online accredited program in Grace Communion Seminary, I was able to start working on a master's degree in pastoral studies. So this gave me best of both worlds. And not only that, but I get paid to do what I love, which is just a blessing from God. The thing is, I didn't say yes to that calling right away, but later on in the year 2014, I said yes. And that catapulted me to a 2-year journey with Christ. And I'm still on this journey. We're all still on this journey with Christ. And it was a 2-year journey working with Pastors Mark and Ann Stapleton in San Diego County. And I worked there as a youth pastor intern for 2 years. And it changed my life. I was able to form deep friendships because of it with my young people who I still keep in contact with here today. And of course, relationship with my God as Father, Son, and Spirit. And so, what I'd like to share with you today, the reason why I called my message Soaring Like Eagles, it was originally inspired from our beloved sister, Elnora Burks. And I had the privilege and the honor to visit her on the last day that she was alive when she was still in ICU. And I just thought this was only my second or third visit. And I never did any visits when I was in San Diego, so I wasn't sure how I would be able to handle it. But Pastor Burmese said that Elnora was supposed to be unconscious. And so I was very surprised that when we walked into ICU, she was very much conscious and alive, and she was spunky, and her humor was still there. And this was the first time that I've ever met the sister Elnora. But as we were talking with her and just asking her how she's feeling, and she was very, very, very weak. She was physically weak, and yet she spoke some profound words to me that I was not expecting to hear. And she kept telling me over and over again that I'm going to soar like an eagle. I'm going to soar like, I'm sorry. And she was telling me how proud she is of me. I had never met her before, and yet this woman is telling me, and she's dying basically. She's on her deathbed. And yet she's telling me that she's been praying for me. She's not asking any prayers for herself, but she's telling me, a complete stranger, that she's already been praying for me. And not only that, but she told me a little bit about her experience growing up in WCG as a young female, and that females back in those days did not have the privileges that we have today to be a female in leadership, let alone in ministry leadership, to preach and to spread the gospel. And yet she was just telling me how proud she was of me. And she kept telling me, you're a pioneer. You're paving the way for these young people, especially for these women who need to be heard, who need to have voice. Because up until this time, I was doubting. I was not sure of God's calling on my life. I was asking, why am I here? I'm not a youth pastor intern, but I'm not a pastor either. I'm just kind of in this in-between. And I was starting to doubt. But to this day, I still hear those words from Elnora, that I'm going to soar like an eagle, just as we were singing earlier today. And so I'd like to just share that brought me to Isaiah 40, that she was referring to. I'm going to read to you from the Message version, Isaiah 40, verses 27 to 31. Why would you ever complain, O Jacob, or whine, Israel, saying, God has lost track of me. He doesn't care what happens to me. But here Isaiah says, don't you know anything? Haven't you been listening? God doesn't just come and go. God lasts. He's creator of all you can see or imagine. He doesn't get tired out, doesn't pause to catch his breath. And he knows everything inside and out. He energizes those who get tired, gives fresh strength to dropouts. And for even young people even tire and drop out. Young folks, such as myself, in their prime, stumble and fall. But, Isaiah says here, but those who wait upon the Lord get fresh strength. Those who hope in the Lord are renewed. They spread their wings and soar like eagles. And we rise up like eagles. They run and don't get tired. They walk and don't lag behind. And so when I heard Elnora say these profound words, I'm going to soar like an eagle, at first I wasn't sure exactly what I knew the Holy Spirit was speaking to me through her, but I wasn't sure exactly what God meant from that. Not until this past weekend. This past weekend, Anthony Walton and I were in North Carolina attending GCI's first ever Young Adults Conference, and let me tell you, God is on the move, especially in our young people, and just this passion. We had a taste of heaven this weekend. People felt welcomed, people felt loved, people felt accepted and belonged, and what's surprising is that is the truth of who you are. You do belong, you are accepted, you are loved. But the thing is, in our fallen world, we don't experience that truth every day. But you know what? That is true. And so it was so powerful this weekend. I had the privilege to facilitate 2 workshops, and I'll also be honest, I was very insecure about co-facilitating these workshops because I felt unqualified, I felt unprepared. Because this was our first year, we had no precedents, so we had no previous experience to fall back on, and the communication was less than ideal. And so I was going in there thinking, Lord, how are we going to do this? We're just a bunch of youngsters coming together. We don't know what really we're doing. We're just trying to muster up enough strength and knowledge from what we've studied and from your word. And sadly, our generation is biblically illiterate. Yes. And so all of these feelings of insecurity and doubt started creeping up. But it was just so beautiful seeing God's hand work throughout the entire weekend. And as I was traveling North Carolina, he was telling me, I got this. This isn't your conference. This is my conference. And through me, you can do all things. Yes. Just trust me. Trust me. Listen to me. Depend on me. For I am your life. I am your strength. Yes. And so one of the workshops that I was able to help with was called Indestructible Peace. And one of the reasons why I felt unqualified to lead this workshop was because I myself, as well as all of us, do not experience indestructible peace, at least not all the time. I have my own share of struggles, and I wish I could have and experience the kind of peace that Paul was talking about, that peace that surpasses all understanding. And thankfully I have experienced that. I just don't experience it all the time, or as much as I would like. But during our small group discussion, so we focused on Philippians 4, verses 4 to 13. But today I'll just focus on Philippians 4, verse 8, because we had a little bit of a debate on this. And so in verse 8, Paul says, finally, brothers and sisters, fill your minds with beauty and truth. Meditate on whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, good, whatever is virtuous and praiseworthy. And so some people started to ask, how in the world do you focus on whatever all of this is when you're experiencing unspeakable pain? When your friend is addicted to drugs and you're trying to help them out? When you see someone homeless on the streets and you're not sure how to help them? Or there's just the war that is still happening halfway around the world. How do you experience this peace when it doesn't make sense? And so during my discussion, I looked at these words again. Beauty, truth, honorable, right, pure, lovely, good, virtuous, praiseworthy. And a light bulb clicked in my head. Or most of all in my heart. All of these are not just things that you just find out in the world, but all of these point to God himself. God is beautiful. God is true. God is honorable and right and pure and lovely, good, virtuous, and praiseworthy. Everything about God is this. I think this is what Paul was trying to talk about with the Philippians, with his friends, with us. That the key to peace, the key to indestructible peace, is God, whom we can trust because he is always good. Always good. Especially when life doesn't make sense. Especially when I'm in pain. And I still say that God is good because that's what he is. That's who he is. And not only that, but Jesus Christ, the perfect representation of the Father, the love of the Father, Jesus Christ is the embodiment of peace and contentment. Jesus is the who of peace. And so it was just, my mind was blown over that weekend. And I want to give a shout out to Pastor Tim Brazell, who is a pastor in Baltimore. Pastor Tim, I know God meant Pastor Tim to be in our indestructible peace discussion because that's what he pointed out, that Jesus Christ is our peace. Yes. We don't want to just experience the peace of God, but we want to experience the God of peace. Because the God that we love, because he loved us first, that is the God that we worship. That is the God that we want to celebrate and be thankful for. The God of peace. And it is through that peace that God, I feel like, further affirmed to me last weekend that I am already soaring. Yeah. Just as I know Eleanor is soaring right now. That's right. So I really thank the Holy Spirit for speaking to me through my sister. And so I'd like to close with a prayer that Paul says in Ephesians 3. Paul is saying this to the Father. This is a doxology of praise to the One, the Holy One, of his power that is beyond understanding. So Ephesians 3, verses 16 to 21. And this is from the Voice version. Father, out of your honorable and glorious riches, strengthen your people. Fill their souls with the power of your Spirit, so that through faith, with the Anointed One, Jesus Christ, will reside in our hearts. May love be the rich soil where their lives take root. May it be the bedrock where their lives are founded, so that together with all of your people, they will have the power to understand that the love of the anointed Jesus is infinitely long, wide, high, and deep, surpassing everything anyone previously experienced. God, may your fullness flood through our entire beings. Now, to the God who can do so many awe-inspiring things, immeasurable things, things greater than we could ever ask or imagine, through the power at work in us, to him be all glory in the church and in Jesus, the anointed, from this generation on to the next, forever and ever.